Hello everyone. Okay, so we've just created an MCQ form, a Google form, which is just basically an A, B, C, D, E option, and we've set up our responses spreadsheet. And what I'm going to do is now I'm actually going to take that form and link it to a web address that's much easier to use. And for that, I'm going to use Bitly, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. But let's just right now I'm in Google Drive, and I'm going to open up the files that I need. So the first one was the actual form itself, and that's the editing view. And then I'm going to open up the spreadsheet where the responses go as well. And if you remember, we already had two options recorded in our spreadsheet. You know what? I'm going to get rid of those for now because, perhaps I want to start afresh. And it's also good to know how to delete things and know that you can delete responses and the spreadsheet will still work. So I'm going to go to the row 2 and it goes blue if I click on it, and I'm going to right click and say delete row. And what's more, I'm going to do the same thing for the next one, delete row, and that's fine. And so now if I delete the row, the options will no longer be recorded there, and we can start afresh. Let's go then back to the editing view, and what I want to do now is I actually want to view the live form on the internet. So I'm going to view the live form, and this is the address on the internet. Now, that is a very long address for someone to remember if they're typing into a cell phone or a tablet device. What we ideally want is we want to customize an address that sends them to this form but isn't as long as that. And that's where Bitly comes in. So if you type into your browser bit.ly.com or www.bitly.com, you should get to this address. Now, in the previous videos, I showed you how to create an account, so we can always refer back to that if you're confused, but I'm going to sign in using the account I created earlier, and I'm going to go pstechtraining@gmail.com. Let's hope I spelled everything right. Let's hope I can remember my password. And if I've done everything right, you should see in the top right hand corner, Ahoy PS Tech Training. Okay, so I've logged in. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the online form, and you can even recognize the online form by the fact that it's got this interesting background. I'm going to click on the URL, and then I'm going to either press Control C as a shortcut or right click and copy. And I'm going to take that web address and I'm going to go to Bitly and I'm going to click paste link here. And I'm going to go into that box and I'm going to press right click paste or Control V, and when I do that, this pops up. Okay, at this stage, whilst the highlighted blue address is shorter, it's not that easy to remember. And so what I want to do is I'm going to click on this little pencil here, and suddenly only a subsection of that link goes blue. I'm going to press delete and delete what's there now and hopefully find a shorter, easier way to do this. So I'm going to type in there PSMCQ as my address. It may be taken, you sometimes have to try, but let's try that. Sorry, that's taken. Okay, let's try PSMCQ1. Maybe that'll be a bit luckier. Ooh. Okay, let's try something more odd. Okay, PSMCQ37. I'm sure that I could have found a combination that was easier to remember than that if I had tried, but for our purposes, PSMCQ37, and I pressed enter, and that is now done. So I'm actually gonna, once I press enter, I'm gonna close that. So, and I'm actually gonna see if this works. So bit.ly/PSMCQ37. Now, if everything's gone right, this should send me to my orange MCQ form, and I've redirected it using Bitly. Hey, it works. So if someone types that into their cell phone, it's a lot easier for them to get to my form this way than that long initial address. So let's record another test option. Let's just see. So I'm going to choose A, press submit, and see that this does get to my form. I'm going to go back to form responses, and you'll see there A is recorded there, and we can even do another one, submit another response, and you'll see that. Let's choose B. It's always a good idea to check that everything is working. So we'll go back to responses, and there's response B being recorded. So essentially now what we've done is we've linked my form to a nice shortened URL that is easy for people to access. And if we want to give them that address to access my format, it's often easier to get things done that way. Okay, so we've built a form, we've now linked it using bit.ly to a short URL. The last step is going to be to format the responses, the spreadsheet, in a way that shows meaningful interpretation of the data. And that's what the next video will be about.